It is freezer meal time. I am so excited for this, you guys. I am doing 5 days to fill my freezer, and we are going to get this freezer completely stocked up. In just a second, I'm going to show you what it's looking like because this is probably the lowest my freezer's ever been, or at least in a really long time. So today I'm going to focus on single serve freezer meals. These are individual serving size freezer meals that are cooked and ready to go, and we can just microwave or reheat in an air fryer. And I am very excited to get started. The next few days we'll be doing desserts, we'll be doing family style freezer meals, we'll be doing marinated meats, and we'll be doing breakfasts. So stick around, those are all going to be so much fun. Let's go check out the before. Here is my single serve freezer meal area. I like to keep them here. I have this one that we got for free from the store, and I can't eat it because it has soy sauce, and Nick didn't want it. So I need to probably give that away, but we only have 2 freezer meals left. We've got, I think this is a cube steak and Parmesan chicken. I also have these that are nacho meat that I made when I was doing low histamine, so I might make tacos out of these. We'll see. Actually, I should take them out. If I'm gonna do that, I need them to be out. Next down, we have our breakfasts. All we have for breakfast is these bagels that I made, the high protein bagels, some English muffins, and then the oatmeal bake back there, which I haven't really eaten at all. And then we also have these egg white bites that I'm not the biggest fan of. Next shelf down, this is our breads. I'm not planning on restocking the bread. This seems fine for me right now. We have a few of the hoagie rolls left. We have some of the wheat bread left, and then this is the last of the sourdough bread, but we're still good on breads. And then I also like to keep single serve freezer meals down here, and the only thing left is like one sandwich that I probably should just take out because it can thaw and we can eat it. This is some tomato soup, and this is some prepped bacon. I can probably take this and put it back in here. This is where we keep our sweets, so I need to get some sweets ready, like cookies for the freezer that we can just take out and cook. So this is what it's looking like in my inside freezer meals freezer. Let's go check out the outside one. Okay, at first glance, this looks like it has a lot in it, but this is mainly just ingredients, and freezer meals go up here. The only freezer meal that we have left is this pork that is marinated. So I need to refill this area. Otherwise, we have just like chicken nuggets and potato products. I've got my baking items, the butter, the brown sugar, eggs, cream. This is crushed tomatoes. We have some buns that I got from the store when I didn't feel like making buns, and then some tortillas. We have the garlic bread, the gnocchi. Oh, I forgot to give my parents those gnocchi. A little bit of hash browns, and then I need to bring some of these tortillas inside. So we're basically empty. Let's go get working on this. I've got some chicken that's been in a cold water defrost. I'm going to get this chicken cooked up. I have chicken thighs and chicken breasts. We're going to make 2 things at once because it just goes a lot faster when you do it that way. So I'm going to get both sides of my stove heated. And so I'm going to put chicken breasts over here. This is going to be a Tuscan orzo pasta chicken. And then the other one's going to be a hot honey veggies over rice. And I'm going to do cauliflower rice as well. It's still a little bit frozen. I actually took these out of the freezer last night, had them thaw in my fridge overnight, and just stuck them in cold water to defrost a little bit. Now I'm going to get them both seasoned up at once because that's the beauty of making a bunch of things at once, is that you can save time by doing 2 at once. So that was some salt. I'm also going to add pepper. Garlic powder. A little bit more of that. And this one gets Italian seasonings, but the other one does not. I'm going to go a little heavy-handed on that, and maybe add some oregano too. That didn't call for it, but I think that sounds good. So I've got almost everything out that I need. We've got our orzo, we've got our stock, we've got our garlic. It calls for cherry tomatoes. I'm going to use the rest of these, what are these called? Sun-dried tomatoes, because I have them, oh, I forget. I should have used this oil. but I do need to get them chopped up. So I'm just gonna grab a little plate. And let's do that. Now, the other thing that I plan to cook, so I'm going to cook 3, maybe 4 things today, is I'm going to try those pizza bombs that are made with like that protein dough instead of a like yeasted dough. I did that protein dough. Okay, this fork is not it. I did the protein dough for the bagels, and that turned out pretty well. And so we're gonna see how that works out. It's like a pizza pocket, but the way that the person on the reel shaped it is the same way that I shape my breakfast pockets. When I put like the sausage and egg and cheese inside of the English muffin, it's done the same way. So I'm excited to try those. And then we saw the meat, like the chicken meat, and I might make that into those tacos. And that's what I'm gonna do for single serve meals for now. I also really enjoy having pre-cut meat, so I don't have to cut meat every time I cook. Whenever I get meat, I get it when it's on sale, and then I cut it so it's in whatever shape I'm going to need it in. So that is super helpful, and it's saving me a lot of time right now. I am going to just get all of these on the surface down here. Well, these ones are a little bit more frozen. So I'm going to turn the heat down actually. And we need to get some rice going for this one. So let's do that while these are cooking. I'm going to do a cup of jasmine rice. I think that'll be good with the hot honey. And then I also took out a pack of rice cauliflower. I recently mixed the two when I made that buffalo chicken bake. I mean, that was months ago at this point, but I'm going to do that again. Let's rinse this. And we need 1 cup of water for our 1 cup of rice, and then our cauliflower rice. And I just cook this on the rice setting because quick and easy. Oof. I've got my pressure cooker over here, so I'll get that started. Now I'm also going to try to clean as I go, so let's go put this away. Now I haven't picked a veggie yet for this one, so I think once I get all of the chicken apart from each other, I think I'm going to do that. This is my drawer of opened veggies. So we've got, oh, I already have spinach. Okay. That one back. That has to go downstairs, but we'll get there. We have, oh, green onions would probably be good there. Onion. Why didn't, okay, well. Let's see, we've got peas, more onions, we've got Brussels sprouts. That's it. Brussels sprouts is it. I'll put those back. I feel like Brussels sprouts would go good with like a hot honey. Okay, both of these need some garlic. And I'm going to get these sun-dried tomatoes in here. I'm going to let that garlic kind of toast up a little bit, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Now we need to get the liquid in here. I'm going to add a splash of lemon juice. And then 3 cups of stock or broth. This is turkey. And I think, actually that one I think was the turkey chicken mix. Gosh, I can't do that holding it. This one is just turkey. We also need to add some heavy cream over here, and I didn't have any, so I just whipped some up from powdered milk. Not ideal, but it'll be just fine. I let it sit in the fridge for a while. So we need to let this come up to a boil. And once it does, we will add in our orzo. It calls for 16 ounces, and I have 16 ounces plus this little bit, so I think I'm gonna do both, which means I probably need a smidgen more liquid. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water. So let's turn our attention to the other one. I have the veggie cooking for this one. These are almost all the way cooked through. Okay, let's get these veggies in there. I probably should have cut them in half. Well, let me think about that. But I need to get the sauce in here because it is getting totally cooked. So I'm gonna add some lime juice. Ooh, that's boiling. Cocoa aminos. And then hot honey, but I only have honey and sriracha, so we're gonna make our own. Called for a decent amount of it too. I think we're gonna be good with just that. And then some sriracha. I'm going to get the pasta in over here. An ounce is a lot of pasta. So we're gonna have lots of this. Gonna give this a mix, turn it down to low. This one's already on low. And then cover it. We will have to add in the cheese and spinach once this pasta cooks. Now let's give, oh, I wanted to, yeah, I might need to go through and cut those. But I want to mix everything up. It seems like not very many veggies, but I'm remembering that there's veggies in the rice, so we'll have plenty of veggies. Let me grab some scissors. How you do it when it's an afterthought. I just don't want to cut the pan. I use these scissors only for food, so we're good there. Okay, I think I've cut them all up now. Oopsies. So this one is done. I just need to plate it up. So I am going to get that turned off, and I'm going to move it so that it's off of the heat. While the noodles are cooking, I am going to get everything prepped to make these pizza pockets. I'm just going to make my own sauce out of some tomato paste. I don't want a whole ton of sauce, and I don't want to open a whole jar of it. And while I have the can opener out, I'm going to open up some olives because you know we love olives on a pizza. I also have a huge block of cheese that I'm going to use. I think it'll be best if I have the cheese in like slices instead of shredded. And then I bought the little pepperoni, but I think I'm going to use this because it's in my fridge. This is just like bigger pepperoni. That'll work out just fine. Then I'll use the other pepperoni to make pizzas or something at a later date. I'm going to add a decent amount of water mix until I get to the consistency that I want. Then we'll add all the spices. So tomato paste, it's just dehydrated tomato sauce. Okay, that's turning into more of a sauce consistency. I might add a little bit more water, but let's get in all of the spices. We're gonna do some garlic salt. Probably some garlic powder as well. Decent amount of garlic powder. Some onion powder and Italian seasonings. Probably some oregano as well. More of those. Whoa, that popped open. That pasta looks almost cooked. Mix this together. And it's probably going to need a pinch of sugar. Actually, no. Ooh, that's good. Okay, that's done. those ingredients are done. Gotta open the cheese. Okay, we've got some cheese. I think I'm gonna cut it into, thinking I kind of want a square that's decently sized. Like this, and then I'll slice it. This cheese will just go on a plate. So my thought is, oh, that's probably too thick, but I can put a slice like that in the pizza pocket. Okay, that'll work out perfectly. That is, well, this slice is big, but that's 8 slices, and that's how many pizza pockets we're going to make. Okay, let's take a peek here. That looks good. Oh, shoot. Should have stirred it sooner. I wonder if I'm supposed to add the cream now. That's probably what I was supposed to do. That's okay. I'm going to add in some spinach. Okay, while that starts wilting, we'll add our cheese, and I did have some shredded cheese that I took out. We're going to use that because that'll just be easier here. Oop. Probably half of this bag. And I have some fake parm. Give this a mix. I feel like this probably could have had a lot less noodles. I probably could have done half the amount of noodles and had a higher noodle to chicken ratio, or a higher chicken and noodle ratio. But this one is also done. I'm going to get the heat off. That can use a whole lot more spinach. I am going to set this one back to cool. I am going to get the dough prepped. The recipe's in grams. I had to write it down from the reel, but it's 400 grams of flour. .404 is close enough. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to mix that baking powder in. I bet if you had self-rising flour, you could just use that. And then 410 grams of it. Called for a low-fat Greek yogurt. I just have regular, so I'm going to use regular, and it's going to be just fine. This one's empty. Okay, we're going for 410. Okay, let's see what we can do to mix this together. Hi Lola, how are you? What you need? You have lots of cheeses. You could have your cheesies. Should have done this in the mixer. You know, I should preheat this because we are getting close. I'm gonna preheat it to 4. But like, why does that smell like pizza dough? This dough is more of the correct consistency than the last time I made things. They were either too wet or too dry. This is like Goldilocks style. Goldilocks, 3 Little Bears. Is that the same? Is that the same story? It's not, right? Gold. Porridge, bears. Who has pork? If you're wondering, I am on the tippiest of my toes right now. I don't typically knead dough like this because my right hand, I broke a bone in it in high school and it'll hurt if I do this. So I'm trying to like use mainly my left hand. Well, let's see. Now, these are 8, but they're not close to the same size, so. I have really high hopes for this. It smells delicious. Probably should let these rest for a bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to roll it out yet. That's okay. While those rest, we will make up some tacos. I do need to thaw these out a little bit better than they are though. Okay, let's see here. These have seen better days. Oh, that one's broken. Okay. I'm thinking if I take, there's already cheese in this meat mixture, so I'm thinking if I just take a scoopful, I can do 3 per bag. So this meat mixture has some homemade enchilada sauce in it, some black beans, a little bit of cheese. Did it have cheese? Now I'm wondering. The enchilada sauce, yeah, it had a little. Did it? Maybe not. Maybe I'll have to add cheese. We can do that. So here's my thought is just fold them in half and then I'll spray them. But how am I gonna like hold them down? That's fine. I'm over here wondering why my hand is slippery. I figured it out, don't worry. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these as a freezer meal, but I do know that we can always reheat them in an air fryer if I do. We might just eat them all before we get there. What do we think? The cheese, some sauce, some pepperoni, and oh, I should probably do the olives next. The olives in the sauce. Pepperoni. Perfect. Oops. Maybe not perfect. Almost perfect. Patch it. We'll patch it. That worked out really well. Ooh, let's spray the other side. You ever have deja vu? That is happening right now. So weird. Those a few more minutes. Okay, the camera needed to take a break, but I was able to get all of these done. These look so delicious, especially dip them in like a salsa. I also got all of these done. So I am going to spray them, add some garlic, and then put them down to cook. We'll need to do both sides, and when we get to the second side, there's all that extra dough on the underside of it because that's how I like put all the extra dough there. So we will put the lid on as well. That one's got a lot of garlic. Hopefully that garlic doesn't burn on there. It might. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn these down so they go low and slow. It's only been about a minute since I put those down, and yep, at least I caught it. The garlic definitely needed to not be on there. But I'm going to put the lid on and let those cook in the heat. And in the meantime, we will package all this up. All right, we did it. We have so much food for the freezer. We have our tacos that are great. We could reheat them in the air fryer. Our pizza pockets, which I'm going to cut into as soon as they cool down for just a second. I have 4 of the honey chickens and 10 of the orzo pasta, which is a lot. I typically don't do that big of a meal because that means we have to eat this 10 times. But we are now going to have all the single serve meals restocked in our freezer, so that is a great first step to this 5-day challenge. So let's cut into this and see how it is. I'm gonna do the little one. I have a feeling these will be even better reheated in the air fryer because they'll be crispy all the way around instead of just on the top and bottom. Are they cooked all the way through? Hopefully. If not, the air fryer will get it. Here's what it's looking like on the inside. That is so good. I think everything about that is great. The dough tastes great. You can't even tell that it's not like an official pizza dough, and it's healthier for you, the dough, a little bit. I like that I used the giant pepperonis. They fit really well. I also like that I use a single piece of cheese and that I put the sauce in the middle, because a lot of times you don't end up with sauce in these type of things. And there's a lot of sauce in there still since it was in the middle. That is awesome. Okay, I have to tell you, these are so delicious. I know I took a bite on camera, but we've each eaten one for lunch, and these are probably my favorite pizza thing that I've ever made, and they're quick because you don't have to wait for them to rise, and you can just do it all on the griddle if you have a griddle that like has an enclosure. So this might be my new go-to because this is so delicious, and you could use this dough for like anything. So I could do this for my breakfast ones as well, and they're a little bit healthier, little bit. All right, I'm going to sit down, eat some lunch, get all of this packaged up. These ones they cool off, get these in the freezer, and I will see you back when we do day 2 of the 5 days to fill my freezer. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. I'll leave some other freezer meals for you over here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.